What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. As previously mentioned, still in France, I am traveling back tomorrow. Therefore, the setup will shift. But that's why it looks like I'm in the upstairs of a Harry Potter movie. We're going to be uploading daily. I'm talking about ASAP, FIFA 22. We've seen the top 22. It just doesn't seem right that I don't list these in order. Help you with some priority. If you can only afford one, maybe two of these players early on, which players are worth the investment, in my opinion. And I know, the game's not out. I'm well aware. There's some speculation here. We don't have every statistical allocation, but I am a professional. If you like it, I appreciate you. Helps out the algorithm. You want more people to see the video? It's free to do so. Get in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? There's gonna be quick fire. I'm coming in. Fuego, fuego. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Criteria, FIFA capability, priority based, which means, would you want them in the lineup? Are they going to shift the lineup? How soon do you need these players? Key statistics, and goalkeepers are goalkeepers. I'm just going to keep that very simple, very straightforward. We're not doing a deep dive of analytics. Goalkeepers just aren't equal to output players, especially without the full title and its availability and the subjectivity, and I can go on and on. Join the discussion, whether it's on social media, at Mike LaBelle, or in the comment section, or if you're really feeling lovely. Why not both? Alisson, this is going to be a trend. Wasn't in my rotation last year. This isn't personal, just not excited. Until proven differently, which is fair. The majority of the goalkeepers statistically very close. We can't really do this deeper dive. We don't get to go into the deep end. We're not swimming out there with the sharks. It is completely subjective based on previous years and personal experience. And consistency. Courtois, maybe it has gotten personal. I didn't enjoy Courtois last year, but it hasn't always been that way. We're in a love-hate relationship, as many of you can relate with goalkeepers. You aren't always giving out Valentines, but you're quick to buy them dinner with a classic or vintage or staple performance, especially over the weekend. If headaches were prevented or saved, you didn't need the Tylenol or the Advil or whatever they use as a comparison in Europe or in the UK, then Happy Days was worth the investment. Donnarumma, big upgrade. PSG. I actually feel bad for Navas. When he was at Real Madrid, I felt he performed well. Same at PSG, and they just keep finding replacements, or at least future replacements. But we can start linking these together. They're gonna come revved up. Ter Stegen, Oblak, they're all right there. Squeezing, pleasing. You want to interchange rankings, and as I said, this is a trend. Goalkeepers come first. I've got Neuer just above this trio, or some of these goalkeepers, because in the past 5 years, 4 of those 5, I liked them. I was good with Neuer. That earns his position, and my favorite goalkeeper of FIFA 21, or at least my most underrated, top tier performer, we have Ederson. The basic, the baseline, the regular gold, consistent, linkage, Brazilian, diabolical. I don't know if all those words went together perfectly. Seemed like a strange collective. Even though I dislike Ederson's neck tattoo, granted it's not for me. As a goalkeeper, I was heavily impressed, and I'm going to carry that identical energy into FIFA 22 until proven differently. Now, on to the outfield players. Harry Kane. I mentioned Harry Potter. Someone watching this video is going to co-sign and say that they're able to put this man on the pitch and perform at a certain deliverable. But it's going to be more difficult if we're looking at usability, this standpoint. The majority of you watching see Harry Kane as some dirty, unfiltered water with an unusable player selection. 83 passing makes no sense. Harry Kane is one of the best center forwards or strikers when it comes to facilitation, vision, long range, switch the pitch, both feet, interconnectivity. But 70 pace, big body type, lack of skill moves, you can't make up the margin. Casemiro, you gonna play him as a center back? Where else do you put him on the pitch? Serious inquiry or question? I'm not understanding how to get minutes for him virtually. Doesn't stand out in any statistical category as a box-to-box or even a holding mid, but he does play Counter-Strike, and I like him on the actual pitch. Kareem, the dream, Benzema. Unfortunately, he's still in the clouds. He's not flying that quickly. Got himself one of those 2-seaters. Didn't go commercial. Maybe you've even been delayed waiting to get on this flight. I'm confused by the 77 physical, the 81 passing, similar to Harry Kane, one of the best facilitators in my opinion. Also, to a certain degree, Benzema is very underrated as a striker, which sounds weird saying in front of the camera because he's had so much consistent success on the actual pitch, but we need an upgrade. Center forward, where he has some sort of unique role. Benzema's likely to have the skill moves. We've seen that in past installments, which does give him a bit of a bonus, and we know he's going to be able to finish for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. He's not skipping meals. Kimmich, he will outperform his issues or detriments or concerns if you're reading off the paper. I'm not going to go as far as saying that he's an anomaly, because he isn't. And I might sound like a psychologist of sorts, Dr. FIFA. But with limited offense, unlikely to have the skill move package upgrade, and rather suspect pace, it's difficult to have him towards the top tier of the highest rated players in the game. He'll still be in the conversation. He'll still pick up the phone, but we need that jump start, that booster pack. Lewandowski, 78 pace. Even with everything else, will indeed play a factor. It's undeniable. Lewandowski has always ended up missing that it, or even that X factor to take him from being good or solid into this great or this next level category. We're gonna have to wait for the team of the year or the team of the season. Kevin De Bruyne looks very similar, nearly identical. The gameplay will dictate how usable or how relevant or prevalent he actually is. I believe similar to Lewandowski, you're gonna need that team of the year or some sort of promo to give him that game shift. Salah feels like a gamble. He's got 90, 87. This is still a solid downgrade. Some players will swear high levels of appreciation for Salah, while others, and I lean on the majority, don't adapt or do not feel that it's worth the pivot for Salah. The movement, the body type, the weak foot concerns, the dilemmas, they stand out. Mane, still underrated. I thought his downgrade was going to be more significant. I'll just leave that here. I have nothing negative really to say around Mane other than he will not be used as much as other players on the list, but he should be. Last year he put in work, showed up for the 9 to 5 and the overtime. Sonaldo, that guy's son, he's put on at a certain clinic. He will check weekend temperature, and he's one upgrade away from something extra special. I always think about that purple Sonaldo. If you want to rewind a few years, if you know, then you know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do some Google searches. Conte, we have a proof of concept. If you're seeking investment, Conte would be credible, easy for the raise, gives you that backing. Why should you spend the money? Why should you invest with us? Here is the product. And unlike Kimmich, Conte is extremely proven to be more so in this anomaly, annoying, just everlasting midfielder. Virgil van Dijk, welcome back to the actual pitch. I'm happy that we didn't see a significant reduction because I don't feel that Virgil got worse as a player. He just had to deal with an injury, and sometimes it's inevitable. You're going to receive a negative trajectory when that happens. And in this case, I feel the dominance of Virgil. I can smell it. Off-white, but now he's on the virtual pitch, back to claiming his seat on the defensive throne. Messi, highest rated player in the game, still going to end up with stamina issues, I can guarantee it. I haven't seen the final stats with the breakdown of that physical allocation, but we saw that last year. It's going to carry over. He got a year older. You're going to end up with an amazing player for 65 to 70 minutes, and then you have to sub him out. And you're also going to pay a premium, even more so this year, because he has the links to other PSG players. Green links. And I feel as if I might be discussing more the negatives going through some of these players, but I'm not. Everything else is good to go. It's green lit. I could sit here and make a whole video dedicated to Messi and his finesse shot, or his side-to-side movement, or his natural dribbling, his innovation, how he's able to remake and replicate what he does on the actual pitch virtually. Cristiano Ronaldo, and this might be a bit of a controversial placement. I don't love the 87 pace, 75 physical. That combination is concerning. This means it's likely his stamina is not that high. We've had that reduction in terms of his overall speed. If we're basing this on last year, he's not going to have the same lateral side to side. I don't know if he's going to have that ingenuity, but I still believe in Cristiano winning headers, breaking through the defense, having that difficult to describe ability to win games for you, even if it's not the prettiest of goals. Neymar, almost identical to last year. He's going to have the 5-5. That's coveted, and it's game changing. And you already know between the scoop turns and some of the side-to-side, the 1-2, the tiki-taka, the pass and move and groove, and the consistency and reliability when you whip the ball into Neymar that he's going to win his matchup. I could just leave that here. We know exactly what he's going to deliver. There's no question on if your package is going to show up at the front door. And topping the list, was there even a shadow of doubt? Mbappe, front cover man, every upgrade you could ask for. He's going to be a menace. Just disgusting. He's going to be the controller breaker, the one-man counterattack. He's going to need some nicknames, the way that he's going to press that back line, splitting the defense, over the top through balls, lob it to him, put it on the floor, let him take somebody on. Speed is an understatement. Fast seems disrespectful. This guy is going to be like a superhero on the pitch. If you get yourself Mbappe, you will not need to upgrade for 4, 5, 6 months. It's a no-brainer. I'm sure his price tag is going to be high. That's the list. Let me know, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? These are early projections, but I also realize that the game is coming. The web app is around the corner, and you're going to look to trade or pack some of these guys as soon as possible. So I want to get this out here where I would prioritize which players I believe would change your results early on, and players that are worth it, and others maybe that aren't necessarily going to be as mandatory or as required as soon as the game comes out. That's the video. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop some love. I have a lot more coming out ASAP.